made this the right night to go Devon consecutive nights?
I feel like he deserves an opportunity to get in back-to-back, and we've done that in the past for our goaltenders, that when they've played well, I think you have to reward them. He's done an excellent job for us this year, and I think this was a good time for us to do that.
Obviously, a lot of things went well for your team in Buffalo. What part of your game are you hoping to replicate the most going forward?
I would say probably the collective 60 minutes. I thought we did a good job in that game. Our penalty kill when it needed to kill penalties did a good job of taking the momentum away from their top players, I thought, when they were on the ice. And I thought we fed off that energy as a team, but we didn't give them a ton. And I think when you look at our team, when we check the right way and play a really structured game, that's when we're at our best. And we feel like, when we do a job in that area, the offensive side takes care of itself. And that was a night where, we had a few lucky goals, but we had a few really nice goals based on how we were playing the game as well. So we'd like to, replicate that if we can tonight.
Numbers obviously tell us Rasmus is playing pretty well right now, but what's he done to elevate his game?
I don't know if there's anything really he's done. The one thing that's easy to see is he's shooting the puck a ton more this year. I think he's skating better than I've seen him skate in a couple of years in the NHL for sure. So I think he got off to a good start. He's feeling good about where his game's at right now, and now that he's starting to see a little bit of result kind of based with his offensive game, I think he's just a confident player for us.
You hear that with, like, when we talk about a forward in a slump, you always say one goal, but it works with defensemen too.
Oh, sure. Last year, when you look at Raz's year, I don't know what he ended up, minus something big. It wears on a player, even though sometimes that stat's a little bit misleading. So when something positive happens for you, you build on that, and you feel good about where you're at, where your game's at, and how you can contribute and help the team. And Raz is in a really good spot right now.
Do you worry that the plus-minus is wearing on Mackenzie Weegar at all?
Earlier on, I was, but I think he's gotten himself past that right now. So now his focus is just going on and playing the best game that Mackenzie Weegar can play.
What's the tell on that for you? Like, if you say it was sort of wearing on him early, and you understand how it would be, what tells you that he's maybe kind of shifted his focus?
This year compared to last year?
No, just with Mackenzie in terms of, okay, I'm not going to let this stat kind of beat me up.
Conversations with him. Like, they feel, even when you look at Raz last year, there was times where I would hear that he made comments in the media, all I do is eat minuses. Well, he's thinking about it, and you're not thinking about the things that you should be focusing on. And some of the conversations with Mackenzie earlier, there was a few comments like that. But you go out there and play your best every night. There's certain things that are within your control, and there's certain that aren't. So the challenge for all players, I think, is to make sure they're focused on the areas that they can control, and that really is your preparation and being at your best.
Have you seen a change in Matt Coronado the last week or so?
Yes, in a good way. Like, Matt's very much more competitive than he was at the beginning part of the year in regards to fighting for the puck. He's been around it a lot more, and you're seeing a lot of his chances are now coming from dangerous areas closer to the net instead of him coming over the blue line and just shooting the puck. Now I think he's really a threat because his shots are coming from maybe more high danger areas than what they were earlier in the year.
Do you plan to keep that fourth line configured the same for now, with Beecher on the wing and Morton at center?
I think we're going to go kind of game by game with that. I'd like to see Beecher get some time in the middle of the ice. I would. I think that's going to be an area that I feel like he can maybe help our team, but I also have liked the way Sam has played his couple games for us, so I think he deserves an opportunity to continue to do what he's done.
I know the numbers maybe weren't as high in Buffalo, but like we talked about Chicago and Adams' hit parade there. But whoever's on that line, when they're physical like that, how much of a difference can it make to the overall game on the opposition?
I think when a line plays the way they played in Chicago, they set the next line up for success. So what they do is they wear the opponent defenseman down, because if you're always going back and taking hits or always knowing that 43 is coming, eventually it wears you out a little bit, and at times they're going to start throwing pucks away or hurry their decisions with the puck, and that will work into our favor. So when they have a game where they're playing to their identity, I think it impacts the rest of our lines by putting them in a good place and hopefully wearing a opposing D-man down.
Adam's done so well in that fourth line role. We did see him play further up the lineup last year. Like, do you foresee him staying where he is for now, just because he's so comfortable in being so?
For now, but Adam, during games too, is a guy we bump around because I do think he has a really good skill set as well. So his focus for us, what we work with him all the time, is the consistency side of it. So you're not going to get 11 hits every night like he did in Chicago, but we want him to have the same impact in Buffalo as he did in Chicago. So that's a challenge for a younger player, especially a bigger man, to get your body moving when you're playing a lot of games in a short period of time. But he's been a really good player for us this year, and the majority of the nights that we've had him in the lineup, he's had impact for us.
We saw Zane watching this morning and saw him around the room. How's he sort of dealing with the absence?
Zane?
Yeah.
He's doing well. He's around the room early. I'm not sure if he likes that part of it, because we tend to have our injured guys there very early in the morning. But he's doing a lot of work off the ice, and now he's on the ice as well. So he's starting to get himself back and moving around again, which is a great sign.